Now I'm standing outside one of the most important institutions here in Scarborough. I'm standing outside the Lifeboat Station, and we're going to meet two members of their crew. Their names are Rudi and Paul. We're going to meet them in a few minutes and they're going to tell us all about what they do here on the lifeboat. So let's go inside and have a look. Now standing next to me is Rudi Barman, and hello Rudi.
Hello, good afternoon.
Right, so let's start off by asking you how long you've been associated with the lifeboat.
I joined the lifeboat about 6 years ago.
Right, yeah, okay. And what actually encouraged you to join?
Well, I work in my own business, so I don't have a lot of camaraderie at work. I knew a few of the chaps on the lifeboat, and Tom Clark invited me to join.
Right.
So I joined and never looked back, really.
And it all happened as quickly as that?
It really did, yeah.
Now, you've got a job here as helmsman,
yes.
Or senior helmsman in fact.
That's
so
right.
What does this entail?
Well, as a helmsman, you're basically responsible, you're almost the coxswain of the ILB, basically. You're responsible for two crew. You run the entire launch, you take command of the vessel while at sea, make some difficult decisions at times. My job as a senior helmsman means a bit more that I have to organise a few of the lads, sort of put a bit of structure to training, and just basically make sure everyone's getting involved.
Yeah, big responsibility then.
It would appear so, yeah.
Why don't you tell us now about some of the experiences that you've had when you've been out at sea?
Well, it's been fairly busy last few weeks actually. We've had about 3 rescues this week.
Really?
One of them more recently was a man who fell overboard on a boat called Don't Panic, we were tasked to. They were 5 miles offshore in an offshore wind. The guy fell overboard, his friend wasn't able to get him back on board. We were tasked to go and find him, and with the assistance of the helicopter, they managed to winch out the guy who'd fallen overboard. We then got to the casualty vessel about 5 minutes afterwards and took them under tow and returned them to harbour. So it was quite an important job, that one.
Yeah, but with a good ending.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Right. Now, in a little while, you'll be going out on this boat on a training exercise.
That's right.
Do you know what's going to happen on that?
Sometimes the training exercises, you're not sure what's going to happen. They try and throw things at you, but we'll be doing generally most of the deck work that's required, maybe a bit of anchoring, salvage pump work and search patterns maybe.
Right, okay. Well, it all sounds very exciting anyway, and thank you for spending the time to talk to me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I'm now standing with Paul Huggins. So hello Paul.
Hiya,
nice to see you.
Yeah, good.
So can we start off by you telling us what made you decide to join the lifeboat crew?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a funny story really. I was on a site, because I'm actually an electrician, that's what I do, and I was on a site working one day and there was a builder, Barry Turner his name was, and basically all of a sudden this thing in his pocket started vibrating and making a funny noise. So of course all the guys stopped and looked around to see what was going on. And of course it was actually his pager going off for the lifeboat. So he came back, he went, did the job and came back, and I got talking to him and started asking him a few questions, and he said, well, why don't you come down one night and see what it's all about. So I've always been around the sea, I've always loved going out on speedboats and water skiing, etc. and things like that, so I thought, yeah, I'll go and give it a go. So I came down, walked in here, had a look around, got to meet the lads, and I've been here ever since basically, yeah.
Right. So can you tell me now how long you've been associated with the lifeboat?
Yeah, so basically I'm in my 11th year at the moment.
Really?
I joined when I was 21, so if you do a quick bit of maths you'll be able to work out how old I am, but I'll leave that one to you. So yeah, about 11 years. Right. But like I say, I walked in the door that night and I've been here ever since, yeah.
What is your principal job on the lifeboat and what does it entail?
Right, okay, so basically I've got 2 roles down here at Scarborough Lifeboat. First role and my main role is a helmsman on the ILB, which is the inshore lifeboat. So that basically puts me in charge of the boat when we get a job, and then I take 2 more crewmen with me and we go out to sea and do the rescue. The second role is third mechanic, which is for this boat behind us, the ALB, the offshore boat. So a mechanic on there basically is in charge of getting the machinery started, the engines running, getting the radios working, making sure it continues working while we're at sea. And also I've got to make the teas, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my second role here at Scarborough. Yeah.
Right. Sounds like a busy job then. So can you tell me about some of the experiences you've had when you've been out at sea?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off with probably the worst ones. We had one a few years ago where unfortunately a lady and her children were washed off the rock armour. That was probably the worst experience I've been to. Obviously wasn't a very good outcome. But then you have the full range all the way through. The variety of jobs that we do is, you just won't believe what we get called to. One of the funniest ones I remember was we got called up near Haben Wyke and there's some woods up near Haven Wake, and the dog had got away from its owner and gone missing. But we got there and we could see this dog running around having the time of its life in all the woodland and everything. And all we could see after that was these poor Coast Guards running around trying to catch it. There was all rocks at the bottom, so we couldn't do anything about it. So we basically sat there for an hour watching this dog go one way and the Coast Guards go the other way and just running around after each other. But they got it eventually.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the main thing. So yeah, it's a full range really of emotions and different jobs, yeah.
Yeah, very diverse. Yeah.
Very diverse.
Now, later on tonight, you'll be going on a training exercise on this boat.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what might happen on that?
Yeah, well, tonight, I've two roles, obviously. I've talked about the helmsman and the mechanic, but I'm actually training as a coxswain as well at the moment. So tonight, hopefully, I'll be getting stuck into a bit more training, taking command of the boat, trying to get into that mentality of what it's like to actually run the boat and make them important decisions. So hopefully there'll be a bit of that. We might be doing a bit of anchoring, a bit of towing maybe, and some search patterns to finish it off, I think, yeah. So it'll be a full and varied training night, yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounds very exciting anyway. And thank you for spending the time to talk to me.
No problem.
And I wish you well.
Thank you very much, yeah.